Well, these are not cheap, are they? I've just been looking, doing a bit of research for y'all, and my goodness me. AKG C636, £356, that looks like. Neumann KMS 104, am I mistaken? 529? That's the price that came up. I can't remember now. I should have written down where. But 529, really? Don't know. Check for yourself. This one, which I thought was done and dusted, but does seem to be around, seem to be listed in a few places, and 481, the Beyerdynamic V96c true condenser. Well, as some of you may know, I've been doing using different mics, and I've been doing these short covers, and every time I do 3 or so with different mics, I try and compare the mics, just as it might be useful. Well, not cheap. Let's go through them. Now, this is the AKG. Now, what I noticed immediately with the AKG is sweet enough at the top there. And also, the other thing I noticed is a hiss, which I'm going to switch on and off with my noisy pots here. I wondered if it's faulty. Bear in mind, it's meant for live. For those of you with headphones, you'll be able to hear what it's like. Actually, just for example, I'm going to then do this one. So I'm on the AKG. I'm going to switch it off, on and off for a bit. Back on. Back on. The Earthworks is on. Earthworks is on. Back to the AKG. So I don't know. Anyway, for live, I guess not an issue. Not an issue for live. And I'm being a little bit careful with oh, it's that. Yeah. If I get rid of the low end, cut. You're left with that. But of course it changes my voice, so which doesn't do it for me. But anyway, that's that one then. Back on the Earthworks. Moving over to the mightily expensive Neumann KMS 529 pounds. Come on, baby. You better give me something. Here we go. This is Neumann. Well, no, wow. Hold on a second. Exceptionally quiet in terms of background noise, the Neumann. What do I notice immediately? Go between this and the Earthworks. I'm back on the Earthworks now, switching straight over to the Neumann. Switching, now I'm on the Neumann. So I immediately notice there's not the transparency. Feels nice enough. Nice enough. It hasn't got the same, to my mind, to go between them in a while. It hasn't got the accentuation on the top there. Seems good and fairly neutral. Hello. Yeah, a little boxy down there. Hasn't got the extension down there. But it feels nice enough, so that's what you're getting for your 529. Let's move on to the rather unusual, perhaps, or not very common, I don't think, Beyerdynamic V96c. Now I'm on the Beyerdynamic V96c. What do I notice immediately? I notice a little bit of that in there. Again, the top's quite nice. Quite sweet. Not very accentuated. There's something about it. I've said this before, but for me, there's something about it which is don't know. I remember when I first got it, after a while I thought it seems to suit speaking. I keep feeling I wanted to turn it up a bit, which I'm going to do. There's something about it that seemed to suit speaking better than singing. I don't know. It's difficult for me to put it. I didn't warm to it, really. Don't know why. Let's go between them, okay? This is the Beyerdynamic V96c. The Beyerdynamic V96c. This is not the Beyerdynamic V96c. This is the Neumann. This is not the Beyerdynamic V96c. This is the Neumann KMS 104. This is the Beyerdynamic V96c, not the Neumann KMS 104. This is the, you can tell straight away, this is the AKG C636, not the Neumann KMS 104. Not the Neumann KMS 104. This is the Neumann KMS 104. This. That's not my desk, even though my desk is prone to such things. Back on another channel. I'm just going to swap this mic over onto another lead, different channel as well, because if I've captured this for real, then it's going to have to go back. Okay. It's still there. Different lead, different channel. So I'm guessing then that amount of hiss isn't correct, and there's obviously something going wrong with this particular sample. Carry on with what I'm doing, because I think the actual sound of the thing is representative of how it is, but without all that noise. Okay, back where we were, back on the original channel. No, it's not doing it. There you go. This is the top end of the AKG. This is the top end of the AKG. This is the top end of the Neumann. This is the top end of the Neumann, not so exaggerated. This is the top end of the Beyer. This is the top end of the Beyer. Rather more muted, which is okay for me. Low end of the Beyer. 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 Low end of the Neumann. Low end of the Neumann. Missing. Low end of the Neumann. Low end of the Neumann. Low end of the AKG. It's there. Low end of the AKG. A bit old school. Low end of the AKG. Which has now gone a lot quieter. Huh. Well, that's more like it. I've got the right one. Indeed I have. It's more like it. I think it's going to have to go back. Low end of the AKG. Low end of the AKG. Low end of the Neumann. Low end of the Neumann. Low end of the Beyer. Low end of the Beyer. Breath. Speed. Bit of reference. We're listening for that kind of detail that's in the, as if you can pick out what's going on there. You can hear that it's smoothed out on, that's the AKG. Back, I'm going to go in between, so the earthworks in between all of them, because ears tire so quickly, or get used so quickly to what's going on. I don't know if you can hear there that it's just smoothed. You cut the details in there. It doesn't matter. It gives you a shape of what's going on, the frequencies and so on, but you just, once you've got used to that, it's very difficult to go back, I've found, for me anyway. Once you've got used to hearing that detail, not just there, that's the part that shows it up the most, but of course it's all over the whole frequency range. Beyer. Somehow you can hear in. Somehow you can't. It's smoothed out and a bit sort of muted. It's okay. So I'll just go between these now then. Of course, this one's got that lift at the top, but it's not really detailed. It's just a lift. Well, there we go. Is it going to behave itself? I'm going to send it back and they'll say it's working fine. But I've got the evidence. And you're my, whatever you are. What have I put here then? Oh, we're going to have a listen to the clips. I'll cut this bit and put it on the end.
This can't be love because I feel so well. I get no sobs, no sorrows, no sighs. This can't be love. I get no dizzy spells. And my head is not in the skies. Bésame, bésame mucho. Como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho. I love Paris in the springtime. I love Paris in the fall. I love Paris in the winter when it drizzles. But I love Paris in the summer when it sizzles. Still I love to look in your eyes. Yes, I love to look in your eyes. Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho. I love Paris every moment of the year. I love Paris. Why, oh why do I love Paris? Because my love is, because my love is, because my love is here.
Having fiddled about with them then and listened back to the clips, for the AKG, I've got that it's sweet enough, a little plasticky, may as well use it, quiet now, thank you very much. Apart from you're going to be noisy when I use you on a gig. So not reliable, that's not so good, is it? For the AKG then I've got sweet enough, a little plasticky, can you hear that? A little plasticky. Up top with an enhanced top as well. Okay, very nice. Lacking speed and detail. I put nice enough and classy. Which I think it is, nice enough and classy. £356. The rather pricey Neumann. You can hear immediately there, whether that's because either side is reduced or because it's got more of that, I don't know. I put similar to the 636, but firmer. Yeah, there. And not so much enhancement either side. I put that I think it's somewhat truer than the 636. And again, lacking detail, which may not concern you. That's what I've got for the Neumann 104. And finally, the Beyerdynamic V96c. And I put here, guess again, similar to the others. Hasn't got as much at that top as you can hear. It's in the 636. It's got some of the low end of the 636 and less old school bloom. Don't forget that the 636 was a remake of that classic one. So maybe they've kept that sound there. Yeah, so it's a little bit, but it's got a little bit of that going on. I did think there has been an issue with this, I think, with feedback when I've used it live. And when I come round the back here, you can see just about here, there's quite a lot of leakage there. And I think that's what causes feedback. And also that's an area which seems to be a little bit pushed and present in yeah, there's a lot, isn't there? Still seems to be in there, brooding away. There's a ooh going on in there. Let's have a look at this one for that. Compared then the Neumann there, because the Neumann's got a bit of it there, but not so much. Not so much in that area there. And the 636 has got a little bit too, but not so much. A little bit too there. That's that little slightly old school thing when I bring it in for the proximity. But again, the Beyer is yeah. So that was an issue, I believe, live with feedback, and it's a little bit present in the sound. But I think it's well. You know what? It's a terrible thing to say. Well, we're all different. Not one of these does it for me. I don't know why. I'd rather have a Beyer M88 for sure. I bought this to replace the Beyer M88, but I'd rather have the M88. Dynamic. And then, as you know, various Earthworks mics I've got. Actually, the Beyerdynamic ribbon. Difficult to say, really. Then, all right then. So this one has obviously got its issue. It just doesn't seem very interesting. I don't want something about it seems to that just doesn't do it for me. That's just the way it is. This one hasn't got enough of anything really for me, for my voice. Let's see what mic I'm on. For my voice, doesn't go low enough. Hasn't got detail either. But it's nice. It's a fine mic and it's very expensive and very well regarded. This. I wouldn't complain with any of them. Wouldn't complain with any of them. This nice enough. It's just another shape, isn't it? Another push at the top and a bloom at the bottom. But there you go. See for yourself.